It's Tigs tonight.
Indeed, it is, and happy hump day, everybody. What is going on? Welcome to Tigs tonight, and we got a good one lined up tonight. We're going to be talking small town legends, drag racing for a cause, and some rock and roll stories that you won't believe. And we may be even possibly joined by JR the Handler. We will see if he is able to make it in tonight. He said he may. We'll see. We will see. Let's see who's in the chat tonight. It looked like it was popping whenever I pulled this up. Good Lord, it is. Y'all been rocking and rolling. I love to see it. Paul Rogers. What is going on, brother? Paul, what is up? Brian Gilson is with us as always. What's going on? What is going on? Let's see. Big E. Big E is in here, and he says to hit that thumbs up, please. Hit it. Hit that thumbs up. Share it. Share this. All of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, Mr. John Costecker! Welcome, John. What is up, man? What is up? I love it. We got a good crowd in here. Jim O'Husker, what's up, man? What is going on? Jim, good to see you. Good to see you. I love it. I love it. Fat Pig is in here too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a nice little room in here. I sure do appreciate all of y'all. I really, really do. Thanks for jumping in here with me tonight. First of all, I think we've got to get to a little business news here off the top of the whole show. The Tigs, I've got to even remember my own name. That's terrible. Tigs Wigs HQ. Tigs Wigs HQ is our private group on Facebook, and it's up to like 315 members or something like that. I mean, we had about 250, 260, something like that when this started. Big E, Terry, they're in there. Paul, the handler, myself, we're all admins in this thing and starting to pump in some content. And I was just checking it out. Man, y'all thought that I may not answer stuff very fast, but just just the notifications anytime I pull up Facebook is just loaded. And I'm like, Lord, this is going to be a lot to keep up with. But part of it isn't, because that's what you guys are doing. That's what I've got y'all for over there. So I appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. In fact, I got a call today. A good friend of mine, he's like, hey, man, what's this Tigs Wigs HQ thing? Is somebody copied your account? Is this fake? What is this? I went, no, man, it's just been a private group that I made whenever I first made the Facebook page, posted in it a little bit. And I'm like, why would I post on that page? I should just post on my main page. Now I totally get it. It's a lot more fun in the group. You can cut up. People actually see what you post. It's not lost really in the algorithm. I get it. I totally get groups. So if you haven't joined, go to Tigs Bits on Facebook. Go to the Tigs Wigs HQ. You can find that link in the Tigs Bits page. I am sure Big E knows what he's doing. Y'all keep inviting people, bringing them in. It's going to be some of these folks I don't know, but I can tell y'all know, and it sounds fun. So it's going to be fun. We're going to keep it relatively clean. That's all that I say. That's all that I ask, and we're going to be just fine. We're going to be just fine. Oh, let's see. We got Mr. Bubba Fan 69 in the house. Howard Stern searches for missing children. Well, no, I could see how you could do that. That's hilarious. No, and I'm going to show that video here in just a minute. We'll dive into that. Oh yes, Terry, thank you for the reminder. Most importantly, if anybody who goes in tries to become a member, just answer the questions. They're easy, and agree to the rules, which are your standard rules. What that does is it allows us to know that it's an actual person, not a bot and not a troll, and it just kind of helps to keep things. It will limit how fast it can grow and how big it can grow, but ultimately, I don't care how big it gets. If we've just got constant people talking, engaging, I want to be able to use it as a little reference for things that we will talk about on Tigs tonight as well. And Big E has got it correct. This is He is the man and the admin. Rule number 1, don't be a dick. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. But I'm sure it will get tested. I am sure it will get tested. But anyhow, appreciate y'all helping with that and all of that stuff, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun growing that and just seeing kind of seeing where it goes. And yes, Big E says even I have to refrain from it, and I will as well, because I feel like it's a little more of a home where I can say what I want to say, and just kind of, I mean, we're not there. I haven't done it, but I feel like it's the equivalent of Facebook, Twitter, in a way. Man, Twitter is just so dadgum hard to grow a show, especially like what we're doing, unless I'm just going to bash people and be on there all day long and all that. It's just, honestly, we're going to spend our time. I'm going to spend my time more on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, and I still love Twitter. All of the stuff that we show on the show, Twitter is my favorite my favorite social media platform. But as far as growing the show and everything that we can do, we're gonna roll like that. That's kind of just where we've gotten. But anyhow, I want to show you guys this video, and I've got to give credit where credit is due. My neighbor TJ, appreciate him so much. I filmed this back in September, I believe it was in September, and got a lot of B-roll and all this stuff. And I've been putting it together, but I just wasn't real happy with the way it was going. I was just, it was flat. It was like I just couldn't make this like I wanted to do it. Well, he does this for a living, so he was like, man, just give it to me and I'll do it. So he put all of this together. It feels like I learned this is a template, hopefully for me. Hopefully I can replicate this even a little bit. It feels like a news broadcast when I'm watching. I'm like, oh my God, sound like a news reporter on this whole deal. He really did a great job. But more so than that, I'm going to let Harold explain everything. I think he does it pretty well. And y'all watch this, and we'll talk about it after he is. We are back. We are back, man. That is only the second time that's happened. So sorry about that, gang. Sorry about that. Let me pull that back up and restart it. Computer completely froze. But no panic here, Terry. No panic here. You know what I did? Press that power button, reset it, and here we are. We're back. We're back. So let me get this pulled back up. I'm just going to start it over. Here today with Mr. Harold Laird with the Child Rescue Network. Man, I've never been inside a hauler, a truck, a transport, whatever you want to call it. I've always wanted to be in one of these things. So it's kind of like a dream come true. It has air conditioning. There's a bathroom. It has TVs. You know we're going to look at the race car. What you have here with this Child Rescue Network, tell us a little bit more about this map and what we're kind of looking at and how it works.
Well, what we do is once we load up and we get ready for each national event, we have a connection with National Missing Children Center, and they let us know who's missing, and we give them the perimeter. It's a 200-mile radius. So when we're racing in Dallas-Fort Worth, that's going to catch Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana, we take the back of the trailer and we put one on the left, one on the right, two on the back gate, and it's 13'6" in height. So it's got a lot of area to cover. So we put the graphics as big as we can, sometimes the height of view.
Right.
And we illustrate where they're from, the date of abduction.
You can see this right here. These are what's all over the truck.
This is what we're trying to implement out there as we go to each destination and each national event.
How did this come about?
Back in 2007, I won Indianapolis, which is the U.S. Nationals. It's the holy grail of the racing that we do. Then the state of Louisiana wanted to interview me for my success, and they said, hey, we would like you to represent us in finding missing children. It went from Baton Rouge to Grand Rapids, Michigan. So each team had a performance car, and they would take an 18 by 18 graphic and put on each side of the car. The Discovery Channel people and the producers, they put this interactive game together called the Fireball Run.
Okay.
What they did is they used iconic marquees in each city that we traveled through, and they did all this back and forth looking for all these different icons and things like that. And with all that interaction, it brought attention and awareness to the kids that were on the side of the car. So I think it's around 160,000 people
Oh, wow.
that go to these events. So it's a lot.
That's a lot of eyes.
And that's not counting the television. This is something that the fans take, and they take them by the thousands. This is how we get the message out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the QR code is there for you to hit that with your camera. It gives you information, brings you straight to the site. These graphics are big.
Yeah.
They're almost 4 foot by 4 foot. And we also have a big one on the side of the rig that you can go, and it brings you straight into the website of Child Rescue Network. It's phenomenal.
It is, man.
It's just phenomenal. The vision and the illumination that this is going to bring with what we do, and there's nobody else out there doing this.
No, I've never heard of anybody doing anything like this. I think it's amazing. What is the website address?
www.childrescuenet.org.
www.childrescuenet.org. Go there and maybe you can help. Maybe you've seen something. Don't hesitate to reach out to anybody if you think there's something that you've seen, and get involved and go see this man race. Best kept secret in Baton Rouge. Harold Laird, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. There you go, man. It is a fantastic cause with what he's doing, and it was really cool to get to go in that hauler. There's a lot more. I was there probably 2 hours or so. I think I have about an hour of footage. He pulled that car out of the trailer and lowered it. We never cranked it or anything, of course, but at least got to see it. Super cool car, super cool, cool dude, and a great cause. So y'all go check that out, and we're gonna try to get more of that. I'll be posting that video most likely tomorrow everywhere on all of the socials. So share it, please. Let's really help to get the word out, because the biggest thing that can happen in something like that is attention. And he goes on and he told me stories, I can't remember if they were on or off camera, of a lot of the success stories. There weren't a ton, but that Cannonball Run thing that he was talking about, that was back when he won. Discovery Channel and all that put this in. Now they were pumping in a lot of money. Like they would go to Dallas or whatever. They were bringing in a significant amount of money into each town, putting billboards up, doing stuff like that to really, be getting as much awareness out in the place, and then bring these TV crews and all that stuff. He's not able to do it on a scale that big anymore, but it's still, what an amazing thing to do. Kudos to him for doing it. And I do believe that the season has started. I'm pretty sure it was starting here at the end of January or right now. So this is all kind of kicking off for him. So yes, it was been wanting to get that video out for quite a while. Thank you again, TJ, for that. And yeah, Brian says it's a great cause that he's doing. It really is. Paul, same thing. Paul, I thought it was Hal Laird. It's funny you say that. I showed that video to my son. I showed it to Riley this afternoon, and he thought it said Hal Laird as well. He's like, "Don't I know Hal Laird?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know Hal Laird. He's the guy who broke the record with the cornhole toss, Riley, and his son's Murphy." Oh yeah. And then I thought I had heard at the end of that video where I said it again, the best kept secret, Harold Laird. I thought I said Hal Laird too. Just started questioning everything. Anyhow, yes, very cool. Terry says super cool rig. Really was really neat. And Terry says typical Windows. Yeah, it is. It's only the second time in 180 something podcasts that's actually happened, and I literally thought about it today. I was like, I've been doing a lot of editing and opening stuff and haven't turned this thing off. And every now and then, as you know, Terry, you just need to give it a little reset just so it's fresh and rocking and rolling. I'll do that next time. I will start doing that. All right, moving along. I threw out a question on our Facebook page, not on our Tigs Wigs HQ page, but on our main page yesterday, and I thought I'd read some of the responses to it because I found it hilarious. I asked, what conspiracy theory do you secretly believe is 100% true? And here are some answers. Our buddy Austin Dennis said that Auburn will be good in football again. Oh, I don't know if that's a conspiracy, but yeah, I think actually, it is a conspiracy. Brantley Salter, whoever that guy is, said that the NFL rigged. Hmm. Interesting take, Brantley. Yeah, I believe that you may be onto something. Blake Clinkscale says they'll let you beat the Chiefs, but you better have 10 points on them before the fourth quarter because they're going to keep it close, and then they got you. Facts. That's facts. Greg Snell, buddy, we need to go fishing. He says there's too much money involved and it's entertainment. Still speaking of the NFL. Mike Rucker, our buddy Mike, 9/11 was an inside job. I was convinced when I was deployed to Afghanistan that bin Laden construction would come onto the base and work on our facilities. That's not good. Greg says moon landing, not a chance it happened. It's interesting. The older I get and the more stuff I see, the more it is hard kind of to believe, honestly. But I'm still a believer, but it's interesting. I saw something today. It was just on the background while I was working on something. I just had it going. You know, YouTube will go, and it went into that, and I saw a couple of things. Yeah, whatever. You can doctor up pictures today just a lot easier than they could back then. So I don't know, man. JFK, Darren Chandler, JFK assassination was a cover-up. Not only that our own people had it planned and carried out, but that the fatal shot not only did not come from Oswald, but was an accidental shot from behind Kennedy. A little known one there. Yeah, I think they talked about that on that not Operation Pigmentation. I don't want to mess that up. The new one, the conspiracy one, they talked a little bit about that last week. John Melvin Miller. By the way, I don't believe I've given Johnny Rockets, also known as Johnny Ergonomics, proper credit. He is who did the theme song for this, Tigs Tonight. He is the orchestrator of that. So awesome. Thank you, Johnny. Let's see. Paul Rogers, Roswell. Yes, for sure. No doubt. Amy Harless, that the CIA killed JFK. The 2020 election was rigged, and COVID was 100% intentionally released to steal the election. If I didn't think that this entire show would maybe get blackballed on YouTube, it definitely will after reading all this, and I don't care. Dane Thomas, the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. Well, we're going to find out. And Trish Holcomb says most of them, the 2020 election, government can control the weather. The government had Kennedy killed. She could go on and on. T. Wayne, Roswell and the aliens. Norm, Fauci advanced the wet market explanation to cover up the lab accident. I do believe that. And then John Frazier, our buddy John, the Montreal screw job was a work. I can't really disagree with that. I cannot disagree with that. That's right, Terry. John Melvin. And he is responsible for the Tigs Tonight theme and other stuff that will be coming. I heard he's working on a new Tigs Bits theme. We'll see. I love the Tigs Bits theme. That one's going to be tough to knock down. It may end up coming on the end of this. Who knows? Who cares? That stuff's just all fun. Big E. The biggest conspiracy ever is that Charlotte Flair got awesome plastic surgery. I finally saw Monday Night Raw, and Lord, oof, yeah, no, well, I saw the Royal Rumble, and yeah, she doesn't look the same. She needs to eat. She's too skinny. Whatever. I'm glad she's back though. She's a great heel, and we'll see what happens because she can play the heel role well. Watching that whole deal, I'm not sure that she was wanting to come into that ring and really just dive into the heel part of it. I don't know if she expected to be booed and almost looked like she was about to cry. They were not letting her talk. And I saw Usos too. It was good. Big E, just quick thoughts. I don't know how good WrestleMania is going to be this year. I'm just saying it's going to be tough to top last year. Anyhow, they've got some stories to develop here pretty quickly. Anyhow, a little bit of trending news today. And of course, y'all know I love the weather, and we're kind of weather freaks over here. But NOAA is very, very concerned about Doge's access to all of their IT systems and all of that. So I've got a little breakdown here. They're nervous because operatives have reportedly gained access to their computer systems, raising concerns about the security and integrity of sensitive environmental data. I mean, what are they going to go in and wipe it all out? I don't think that's what they're trying to do. They're reviewing NOAA's diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, prompting decisions about the future of such programs. Well, that's all of them. Officials have reported that operatives defied security staff, forcefully entered facilities, which could directly risk human life. And so, they're just putting up a fight. However, being the weather guy, we definitely, NOAA needs to be funded, and they help so much when it comes to hurricanes and all of that stuff. You start defunding all that, which I do not believe is what the case will be. I don't think what they're trying to do, but that would be, that wouldn't be good if they started to try to do some of that. So I think people are just hitting that panic button. That is all. Something else that's interesting, I've been seeing Reed Timmer talk a little bit about this, is in Oklahoma, their legislature is trying to pass a bill that will only allow college professors and professional weather people to be storm chasers in that state. That's crazy, but I guess trying to save accidents everybody. If you're like to storm chase, then you go there, but that's kind of a big issue. I don't know why. It's going to be interesting to see what the legislative process is with that, and to hear more and more. Obviously, folks, it's not going to really, I think Reed Timmer would be just fine, and our buddy, Mr. Petrowski, no issues there, but it definitely would affect a bunch of people. So interesting, just all of the stuff that's going on all across the world. Like if you really are just going news cycle to news cycle right now, this show would be an hour every night just talking about the stuff that's trending. So it's wild. It is wild. Big E says he'd love to see Dr. Dan break her surgeries. She needs Dr. Dan. She does. She definitely does. No, Brian says that's not what she or the WWE expected. I didn't really think it was either. It just kind of didn't look. I think they just thought it was going to be a little bit of a warmer reception. It certainly wasn't. It certainly was not. I saw this. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, the King Salmon video. I don't know if I'm sure most of y'all have seen this by now. Let me see if I can pull it up on my page. Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, there it is. All right. I'm sure most of y'all have seen it, but if not, this is kind of where it comes in. And I had an interesting comment that came from it, and it made me, I'm going to tell you a little story here in a second. I'm just losing my mind tonight. That whole computer freezing just took me off track. Like, it derailed me worse than JR coming in midway through a show. Here we go. That is a heart.
Okay.
King salmon, baby.
First one to catch.
First king salmon.
Eat that heart.
Yeah!
Woo!
I'm a big dumb animal, folks. That's all. I'm just a big dumb animal. But so I tell that and show that. A response that I got is go and I think I'd left a hashtag catch a can Alaska, which is where it happened. And we talk about that on the Bubba show that'll be coming out this week as well. We kind of go into that a little bit more, but I didn't tell this story. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't whenever we were talking, but somebody left a comment and they said look up the 8th grade survival in Alaska and catch a can Alaska. And I went, what are they talking about? So I did. And wow. So whenever they go out, they they get a can. They get like a Folgers coffee can. This is 8th graders, and for 45 years they've been doing this stuff. And they get like a can, maybe a piece of Flint or something like that. It's like 3 bare bones, bare minimum deals that you go out with, and it is survival. They take them out on this remote island, and they have to survive for 3 days. So they have to catch fish or whatever it is that they're going to do. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I just found that interesting. Once I looked it up, you can go on YouTube. Definitely some shows and some things that detail it, go into a lot more details about it. But super interesting. I didn't find anything that wasn't just too long, but that's crazy. Can you imagine? I mean, that would be, they should do that in Louisiana. Throw some kids in the swamp for 3 days and see what happens. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe they shouldn't do that. That probably wouldn't turn out good at all. They probably used to do that at some point in time. Yeah. But yes, Paul says that salmon is good. And I'll tell you what, man, the coolest thing about that trip, yeah, it's a guided trip, charter trip, whatever. It's not like you're going out with your buddies and you're fishing. So yeah, I expected to catch some fish, and we did, and I lost a huge one. But so cool. We're out there catching fish. There's the mountains, they're around us. The water, we're in like this little river that goes into this bay, and it's just gorgeous. There's some whales and a baby whale in front of us, and they were coming up and blowing every now and then. I'm just like, hey, there are bears over on the bank. There were some bears over with a mom and her cubs. Like, is this real life? Is this really happening? And then catching salmon, eating hearts. It's what you do. It's what you do. It was definitely to get a kick out of that guy. That is not a tradition. There's no way it's a tradition, but it was fun to do. Huge news today. And Lord, I wish that I had the money to get there. I need to win the lottery to make this happen. I think pretty much anybody would need to win the lottery to make this happen. It was announced that Black Sabbath will be playing their final show, and Ozzy as well, doing some of his stuff as well. That's going to be it. Now, they've said that 30 years ago, but I actually do believe them this time. Ozzy, Tony, Giza, and Bill Ward playing for the first time together in 20 years. And it's being Tom Morello is like helping do some of the production and stuff with it. You're going to have Ozzy, obviously Black Sabbath Ozzy, Metallica, Slayer, Pantera, Hailstorm, Alice in Chains, Lamb of God, Anthrax, Mastodon, Billy Corgan, David Draymond from Disturbed, Duff, Fred Durst. I mean, all kinds of freaking people. I'm hoping Wolfgang Van Halen. I am hope / Sammy Hagar. I really hope that that Dave Mustaine from Megadeth gets an invite. He should be there. He's a huge fan. Johnny and I were talking about that earlier today, actually. So, yeah. Dude, I'd do anything to get to go to that. It's in Birmingham, England, not Alabama. I wish it was. I found this funny, and you guys that aren't from Louisiana may not find this as funny as we do, but I find it extremely interesting that one of the towns that Terry and I certainly know plenty about made this.
Some Louisiana names and streets. restaurants and things like that, and you're just gonna have to pronounce it for us, okay?
Opa, Lasse, Swole, Swole.
What that is? I ain't see that. I ain't never heard.
Wachita, Bochitsa.
Tangi Pahad.
That look like Spanish. I don't know that one.
La Forche.
Natchitoches.
I forgot how they said that. I know that one, dude. I forgot how they said
Yeah. So, yeah. First of all, the name of the towns while it's still playing, that is Opelousas. Opelousas. That is Zawali. Zawali is Florine's rival in basketball. That's where I'm from. Ouachita, Tangipahoa. And look, I get it. This is everything down here, y'all. This is just about every little town. I butcher them. Lafourche and Natchitoches. See, I almost butchered it. Lafourche. It's Lafourche. And then Natchitoches. Natchitoches is not far from where I'm from as well. But that is a whole thing. I wish that in a way that y'all were in here, it is a good trivia question for people that maybe moving forward, what is this? How do you pronounce this? They do it at the Super Bowl and at Saints games, and anytime that that something's going on down here in Louisiana and New Orleans, especially, then you're going to see it. Let's see. I wanted to show one more thing tonight. Let's see. Let me try to open this. There we go. All right. So speaking of Florine, speaking of funny names, speaking of interesting things, I got to give Terry a little bit of credit for this. He sent this to me, and I've been wanting to think. My mom has wanted me to talk to this man. He's in Florine. He has this antique gas station. You're about to see it all. His name is Ralph Cook, and Terry found a video on YouTube with him and talking about him. So. Y'all watch this. It's just a minute and a half.
So we're passing by on the highway and I saw these classic cars. So I came and asked the gentleman that owns this place if we could do a photo shoot, and he said, yeah. His name is Ralph Cook. Ralph Cook's Classic Cars. Yeah, he's got classic cars here, and we're in Florine, Louisiana. So if you ever come by and you need some help working on some cars, you come and see Ralph Cook. Bam. Just kidding. I'm rushing it.
The safety of a body by Fisher. A name that represents the most in automobile body quality, the most in ruggedness and durability.
Check that place out. Isn't it cool?
That's what you really did. I think that's what attracted me the most about it. And I told her, I was like, she knew too. She's like, you want to stop there, don't you? I was like, I do. And this is actually the first time, well, I've been doing a lot of video and I do a lot of the YouTube stuff, but this is the first time I've actually stopped and asked somebody if I could do it.
In the past, I had a lumber yard here, retail lumber yard, across the street back here, you know.
1, 2, 3, come on!
Oh, pristine, man. Woo. I bet you've been planning on doing this today. All right, we're good. Definitely appreciate it, Ralph. I got your number. All right, thank you, sir.
Nice meeting y'all.
All right, guys.
How awesome is that? Ralph's cool. And I'm sure there are some, yes, Ralph was Terry's next door neighbor growing up. I can confirm that. I totally can confirm that. And man, what an interesting cat. He did have a lumber yard, and he just has that. He's done everything. Ralph Cook owns probably 25% of Louisiana at some point. You'd never know it. Just a good old boy. Comes from a family. One of my best friends, Colby Cook, is, I guess, his nephew. I guess, yeah, that would be right, wouldn't it, Terry? But there's several of those brothers. He's one of the old. I think Ralph is the oldest of them, but Just, man, those cooks can sling cars, fix anything, have cool stuff like that. Just everything, man. It is awesome. It is awesome, and I've been wanting to show that since Terry shared it with me. Well, that's all I've got tonight, gang. Man, it's been a fun show. One it's always fun when there's some hobbles. We always get through them, so it's no big deal. It is no big deal. But look, totally appreciate y'all hanging with us, being in here tonight. Tomorrow night, the Cajun Critic will be joining us. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to hear more about the event that he has on March 8th, the Burger Cook-Off, and catch back up with him on all of that kind of good stuff. So same time, same place. See you guys tomorrow night.
It's Tigs night.